with another video.
For those of you who are new here, I'm Jazz.
And I'm Monet.
And this is The Buzz Life.
So today, we are coming to you with a new segment called Chit Chat Buzz Gang Discussions.
And basically, when y'all see that title, we are going to be discussing different topics and giving our views, beliefs, and ideas on that topic.
So today's topic that we are choosing is how to overcome obstacles in your life.
Yes, this is something that everybody can relate to. This is things that everybody goes through. I believe that everybody needs to overcome the obstacle of self-identity. And what I mean when I say that is a lot of people struggle with being who they truly are because they believe that they have to be who other people want them to be, or they have to be placed in boxes that society placed them in. And I just think that's important because if you don't be your true self, how are you going to know what your true self is? I feel like that loses who you are and what you believe in if you don't even know the basis of your true self.
And what we fail to realize is that the people that we hang around, people try to give us the stigma that if I hang with hoes, then I'm a hoe. Or if I'm with the nerds, with the kids in school, then that means I'm not cool or I'm not with the trends. But the thing is, you don't have to. You can spread your horizons and be around whoever you want to be as long as you're okay with who you are on the inside. Nothing what anybody else says about you should matter. I'm going with how it is that I feel because I'm most comfortable with that. Not with you putting off your bad energy on me, making me question who I really am.
Yeah, so you don't have to be put inside of anyone's box.
Yeah.
You create your own box. You define who you are, what you believe in, what you don't believe in. Because life is filled with many different aspects and views and beliefs. And a lot of people are going to try to tell you what it is you should view instead of ask you, what do you view?
Right, and no two perceptions are the same. I could walk outside and it could be raining and I'm like, it's a horrible day. But from somebody else's point of view, they like, it's just rain. We gonna get through it just like any other weather's, season or whatever it is. Right. So be yourself. Be true to you because at the end of the day, you're the one that you have to please you. When you go to bed at night, ain't nobody, besides your mate, if you have one, ain't nobody else laying there and contemplating and going over everything that happened in your day and being happy or sad with what was the end result besides you.
Self-identity will bring self-happiness.
Indefinitely. So our next, what is it?
Obstacle that people deal with that they talk to us about or that we personally dealt with.
Yeah, breaking bad habits. And what people fail to realize is that in order for you to break a bad habit, you have to fix it with something more positive.
Okay.
To be aware that change takes time and nothing happens overnight. So if you're not satisfied with how your attitude is or how your life is going or the job that you're in, those can all be bad habits. I have a bad habit of being stuck in my attitude when I'm angry about something. Like I could be mad for days. Honestly, I can give you the silent treatment for hours until I feel like I'm ready. But to replace my bad habit, I do give myself time and space now to say, like, stop talking to me. I'm angry. I don't have anything nice to say. And then when I'm ready, I'll come sit next to you or I'll start the conversation. Like yesterday, I had a whole little spiel of an attitude. I really don't even remember why. But when I was ready to talk, I had cut up some strawberries and I was like, here, baby, bite my strawberry. By that time, she was like acting like she was still upset, but that was my initiative to break that bad habit of staying in my attitude all day and ruining the whole day because I don't have nothing nice to say once I'm mad.
And bad habits is a very important thing to get out of because bad habits can hinder you from what you're trying to do, from where you're trying to go, from being what you want to be in life. So like you can't let that stop you. You can't let that hold you back. Like, if you know your bad habit is not good for the vision you have or where you're trying to get to, you got to let it go. You have to sacrifice. Like, stay down season. That means that you sacrifice what you want to do or the bad habits you are used to get to a greater purpose and a greater goal.
And that's the thing. A lot of people are so complacent in what they're comfortable with. We're afraid to step out of our comfort zone, which is why we still stay with what we're quoting as bad habits, because that's where I'm most comfortable. That's how I know what to revert back to. It's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's familiar. It's familiar to you. And a lot of people fall within that realm of familiarity.
Yeah, it's easier to get mad and do a bad habit or fall back into a bad habit than it is to put the right energy in and to do something different. So just try to replace those bad habits with positive things.
And that goes into like holding yourself accountable. And a lot of people don't like to take accountability for their actions. So therefore, it's easier for me to revert back to, like I said before, what I'm used to, what I'm comfortable with, familiarity. It's easier for me to do that than for something new and to actually hold myself like, Dad, I said I wasn't going to do that no more. Instead, it's like, I'm going to do it because I can. But no, you have to change that mindset. It all starts with your mind first. Absolutely. And then it comes with action, because your mind is the most powerful thing. If I'm telling myself that I'm not going to do this no more at a constant, obviously it's going to change. But it's over time. You don't have to give
Nothing
yourself
happens overnight.
It don't have to be within 30 days or a year. I'm 24 years old, almost 25 years old. I have been holding my attitude forever, for as long as I can remember. So trust and believe, I know that it's hard to change a habit within like a blink of an eye. So when you say I'm changing and you catch yourself getting the attitude, it's okay to revert back, but then you got to talk to yourself like, I said I was going to change this. I said I was going to be better. I said I was going to do this different. And then you go about it differently.
And which I just want to commend you for a second, because you are changing your attitude and you have changed around how you say things and how you put it out there. So I think that is like very good, because you're speaking from experience. So
I am, and I'm another person that I don't like to bask in my downfalls and my shortcomings. Because like I said, I'm not perfect, and I don't expect any other person to be. But again, you got to take that accountability, and that has been something that has been really hard for me, owning up to my BS basically. So being in this relationship and breaking my bad habits, because everybody ain't gonna take that's just how I am mentality. You got to be able to compromise at the end of the day. That's really what it is. Compromise for what it is that you say you want, or the person that you say you want to be with.
Yeah. And I think something you just said really leads me to the next thing. You said taking accountability. Mm-hmm. And that's owning your mistakes. And this is very hard to do. This doesn't even happen until you have started to mature and accept that your way is not the highway.
Or the only way to do things.
Yeah, the only way to perceive things and the only way to go about things. So like when you start, noticing that and what I want to say, accepting that it's a different way that you have to look at things, that you have to go about things, you start to own up for your mistakes. And big or little, I think that's important. Like the accountability of, I can look at myself, I can point the finger at myself and not just at other people. Like you need that.
Yeah, because we allow too many outside distractions to control us. That's really what it is, between the TV, social media, our friends, even family can put that toxicness off onto you. There are like, what you call it? When your family tree, their
extended family?
No, like their toxicness, it like
generational toxicity.
Yes, generational toxicity. Yes. If I'm saying that word right. It like transpires. It passed down, and you just go with that because it's what you're taught. A lot of everything that goes on in people's lives is learned behavior. Yeah. It's not just that, that's just how they are, and they just choosing to be. It's learned behavior. Like, I'm very argumentative. And my mom gonna watch this. My mom is she's a really argumentative person, because she stand her ground. When she feel a way, she like, I don't understand why you don't see it how I see it. And you have to understand that people don't see things from your eyesight. They don't. Yeah. And I'm that same way. Like, I don't get what you're not understanding from me being angry. And Jazz is the type of person who's like, I want to talk about it right now. And I'm like, I ain't ready to own it yet. Like, I ain't ready for that. But, you know, when you get somebody who's like, I want to fix it, it is healthy for you to take your time because people do say a lot of effed up stuff out of anger.
True.
So with her, she know how to set that to the side. With me, it's more so like I got to take my time to like really think because she's a really sensitive person. And me, it's like, I'm going to get out how I feel and that's that. But I have now owned my F-ups, my mistakes and all of that. And I try to set that to the side to come at the situation from how I would think she would see it.
And when you are in the habit of owning your mistakes, it prevents mistakes from happening again. Like it stops the repetition of it because you're in the habit of, you instantly know what I did was wrong. I need to go back. I need to fix this, or I need to redo this. I need to say this differently because what I tried to convey, I didn't convey in the proper way. Right. So like, just own what you do. It's part of being a person. It's part of being a boss. Like,
yes. Because if you think of it in a boss expectation wise, you miss out on opportunities without taking accountability and owning where you messed up at. Because they look at you like an untrustworthy person. So in order to build relationships and to build like a responsible person in somebody else's eyes, you have to be able to apologize, come back, and like we said, own your mistakes.
Yeah.
No person is perfect, and people will understand if you came at them more open, like, you know what, I apologize, I really didn't mean to come off how I did. In anger, I get misconstrued with saying whatever it is that comes to my mind instead of actually thinking before I speak.
And I'm a person who respect that more. I respect the honesty. I respect the need to own up because it lets me know that you feel you're trying to understand where I'm coming from. It lets me know that you care instead of just saying, oh, I said that it is what it is. I'm going to go about my day. So just own what you do, basically.
So that brings us to our next point.
Not letting what you've been through define who you are and where you are going in life. And I think for me, that is like a big one with my past.
It's
like,
powerful.
Yes, because my past was like negative. The path I was on was destruction. So like if I would have stayed on that same path, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be pursuing the things I am. I wouldn't be venturing in the things that I am. Like you cannot let what you've been through, your poverty, your obstacles, your anger, you cannot let that consume you because it really will. And it will make you angry. It will make you bitter. It will make you like look at the world through a fog lens instead of what things actually are and how things really are. And you know what I'm saying? You have to persevere. You have to go through that. You have to feel that to go through that. You can't just lock it off and you can't just act like it never happened or acknowledge that things didn't happen. No, you take the things you've been through and you become stronger. You go through it. You get through it. And I just believe that.
Life is like trial and error, honestly. Like we said in our past conversation, nobody is perfect. So if I'm going through a trial, I already know triumph is at the end. I gotta win because if I'm still staying where I'm at, then I'm never gonna perceive life and be better. And you never wanna be in that same position to where I'm down on myself and woe is me type of behavior. Basically, you wanna be able to know that I am the definition of what my end all and be all is going to be.
Because I've gotten through things that I didn't think I could. I've made it through situations that I didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel too. So like you can't let your trauma, your childhood traumas, or the things you've been through, go through. You can't take that with you throughout your life because it stays with you. You got to let that go.
We're not saying like, oh, get over it or anything like that because I understand. Real bad stuff happens. Life is messed up. And some people are born into situations that they just can't. But
you don't have to stay a product of your environment. I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly that.
You don't have to stay a product of your environment. You can rise above. You can make it out. You can do something different. You can be that black sheep in your family if your family has always just done these certain things or been this certain way. If you know you want different and you desire more and you want to go somewhere different in life, do it. Be it. Like go get it.
My therapist had the thing of saying to me, she like, bougie recognize bougie. And at first, like, I used to look at the term bougie as bad, because a lot of people in my family would say that about me, like, oh, you bougie and you think you better, but it is that. I ain't even gonna cap. It's that. And it's nothing wrong with leveling up, because why do I have to stay in a place just because that's where you are? You had the same opportunities as me. It's not my fault that you didn't take it. And she is really making me realize that, which brings us to our last point of seeking therapy.
Now, people are afraid to do this. People think like they either don't want to feel it, they think feeling it will make them weak, or they just think that they're so over it that they don't need to unlock that box. And that's not true. Like, if you had unresolved issues about anything, it could be any factor of your life, it'll mess with you. It'll stay with you. You'll think about it. You'll obsess about it. You might grow anxiety about it. Yeah. So, like, seeking therapy, don't be afraid to take that step. Don't be afraid to take that initiative. And if you've never done it and if you're a person who always wants to vent to other people, or like you just have so much on your mind and your heart, therapy releases that. Like, for me, I'm not the person to where I want to go talk to a lot of people because I don't want to put a lot of people in my business. So going to a therapist, it lets me get out everything that I don't want to say to the world or the public.
It's not even not saying it to the world or the public. Just sometimes it's better to get outside opinions from somebody who don't know you, who don't know your life, because people don't realize that they already have preconceived assumptions, basically.
Yeah.
They already have a bias, which is what I'm saying, because I'm going to feel more for you because I know you and I love you, more than talking to somebody who is a professional.
And who's just going to keep it real.
Yeah, she's going to come at it with a clean slate, because I don't know the person that you're talking to me about or the situation. Only the way I just know it from seeing it from your point of view. So therapy does not make you weak. Being vulnerable with somebody on the outside of just family or who you perceive as being your friends, that does not make you weak. You have to be comfortable. You have to be strong in your vulnerability. And that is something that I actually am learning, because I have a hard time with being vulnerable with anybody, even with Jazz. It is a learning process, because I was looking at vulnerability as a weakness. Like, somebody can have me so bent out of shape. Oh, not just over them, but just over a situation, like a simple argument can have me bent out of shape with. And all honesty, it's okay to be vulnerable with somebody that you're laying down with, you giving yourself to, you loving, that you're saying that you want them. It's okay for that. And your family should be your safe haven, but sometimes they are not. As I said before, sometimes your family is the most toxic people that you have ever been around, that you have ever came in contact with. Strangers will show you more support than your family or friends.
Yeah, true.
So as I said before, seeing a therapist does not make you weak. And a lot of men feel like that, because even men in my family, I'm like, well, I asked my dad, I'm putting my business out there. I asked my dad, will he come to one of my therapy sessions with me? And he said, no, that's for the weak. And of course, that put a damper on it, because I'm like, Dad, I'm trying to do something good. I'm trying to be a better person. I want to build a better relationship. I want you to see it from how I see it, in a safe space, because I feel safe with my therapist. I know anything that I am discussing with her is not going outside of our four walls that we speak in. And we built that repertoire of, I'm comfortable with you. You talk to me about you, and I talk to you about me.
But that comes from you are getting healthier, and you're ready to face things, and you're ready to level up. You can't expect the other person to want to do that.
Yeah,
so like any relationship you're trying to mend, if that person is not to that capacity,
ready to own their accountability,
they're not
mistakes,
ready to face their demons, they're not gonna want to like own up to the demons that they've inflicted upon you. They're not gonna want to accept that they've done bad things to you and that you're now coming to them for accountability.
people just want to make it seem like you pointing the finger at them and making them the bad person. It's not that. It's just that I want to show you from my lenses.
Right.
You have the job of seeing how it is I have inflicted pain or caused harm to you, but you don't want to take what it is that I have to say. It's not that we pointing the finger. It's just it's a casual conversation. And that's what most people don't know how to have. And in therapy, you have conversations. And if that conversation don't feel right or feel forced, get you a different therapist. Maybe they are not for you. People feel like once I try one therapist and I don't like him or her, then that means therapy is not for me. That's not the truth.
I've been through 2.
Therapy is a whole vibe. I have been through 2. My first one, I just felt like I wasn't getting that back and forth. It was like, tell me what's wrong. I'm not that type of person. How I come off, if you ask me something, I'll give you the answer. But if you just like tell me what's wrong, I don't know what's wrong half the time. Half the time, that's what everybody. I know, like I know my feelings hurt, but I don't know what they hurt over. It's okay to not be able to explain what it is that you feel, because sometimes all feelings aren't words.
Yeah. So I just think seeking therapy, it does not make you weak. If anything, it makes you stronger.
Yes.
It makes you a greater person. Mm-hmm. Like you're going to be greater.
It builds already on the great individual that you are.
It enhances.
Let me say that, because I know what she mean. But you are already a great human. You're dope. You're raw. Whatever anybody has ever said about you, you gotta push that to the back of your mind, because it means nothing at the end of the day. You have to be that motivation, that push, that love, that care, that hug for yourself.
You do.
Because ain't nobody gonna love you better than you could love you.
And you gotta push through any obstacle you may occur in life. Like anything that just you not feeling or you think you can't get through, think about it from a different perspective. Put a different energy into it. You gonna get through it. Everybody is made to get through it. Just have your strength. Have your faith. Like, you're gonna overcome.
Yes, and definitely. So this is wrapping up our first segment of the Buzz Gang discussions.
We hope you have enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button for us if you are new here. If you are returning, turn that post notification bell on so you can be notified of every video.
Yes.
And leave us some comments. Give us some feedback.
Engage with us.
Follow our social media.
Definitely.
Stay tuned. We will
Stay
be
lit.
back.